Greetings and welcome. This is Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well. Welcome to Intuitive Sundays. This is Psychic Medium Roberto. Welcome to Intuitive Sundays, where we try to be, or I try to be, more intuitive, psychic, medium even, although lately medium has been giving me a couple of knocks. Let's just go to the pantry for a moment. Trigger warning, the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. Disclaimer, all cases, names, people mentioned in the podcast are presumed to be innocent. All information is alleged unless otherwise proven in the court of Roman law. Disclaimer, all numbers used in the episode pertain to the cases and the context specifically, and bears no resemblance to similar or same numbers you may have in your date of birth and chart. Episode 14, interesting, 14.5 is the medium. I must say the two sisters are around, but the last week or so I've been having big knocks with regards to medium work. Just to set the record straight, when we're doing YouTube videos and we bring in the concept of medium, and I've mentioned this in previous early episodes, if it comes through, it comes through. Whoever it may be, whatever it may be. Well, not whatever it may be, that's another story. What I'm saying is, in my off-air work, I'm open, right? So if someone comes through, I will write the message down or I'll give it. I do not want to do medium work necessarily in YouTube because I'm not going to do it for commercial or rah-rah purposes. It's got to be with purpose. There's got to be a reason. And that is why during my off-air prep work, I'm open to, if there's contact, there's contact. And I'll bring that information in. But I'm also not going to throw popcorn at the screen to say, hey guys, I'm connecting with this person, blah, 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 fish cakes. In the past, it has happened that during the recording that it happens, then it's fine. But I'm not going to sit and conjure up, I want to bring this person in, this person in. Of course, in my private practice, I'm open, I'm medium, I'm psychic, I do numbers, it's all there, it's present. And the reason is you can know by the frequency of videos that I do on my channel. Even at a psychic level, the rate is fairly high in my opinion, and every practitioner works according to their own, what works for them, right? When I do my readings, whether private or on YouTube, it's 100%, 200%, 300%. And I'd rather, through meditation leading up to and preparation, use all of that energy in that moment, whether it's 30 minutes, hour, 1.5 hours. But I'm not going to come onto YouTube and I'm going to bring this person in, stand by, and then I speak shit for 20 minutes because that person didn't come through, but their auntie came through. Do you know what I mean? Be that as it may, 14.5, there are several countries actually with the life path 14.5. The US, France, I think UK may have, but it's also more of 11.2. There's particular energy and focus going on around the world at the moment. And unfortunately, 14.5 on a very, we can even say on a human level, will bring around difficulties, challenges, obstacles placed in our way by um, other human beings, commonly referred to as arseholes, dicks, wankers, whatever. So, of course, we are judged how we react to these circumstances. And of course, society always loves, oh, you handled that so well. Meanwhile, you want to just clobber the person, right? Don't want to spread any violent tendencies, but clobber can also say, give some words back so they can feel the ting on their ear, right? So, be that as it may, we find ourselves in a restless place called Earth. And just looking at this picture here with this car driving, I mean, in Philadelphia, can you imagine you're driving and this missile type projectile hits the ground? Now, that fireball there, it could just be my state of mind, but there looks like a bit of a dragon going on there with a sun, dark red sun. A lot of shit going on in the world at the moment. And it seems to be all polarized, USA taking the hits, or creating the hits. New daddy in town, Donald Trump. So after 9 days, um, and the reason why I bring up the 9 days is because the crash at Washington, if you didn't watch the episode Remote Control, I think I've got a picture here of it, yeah. The energy is coming off here. We just got to wonder when is enough enough? Just recently, Angel, I forget the numbers there, but pointed out a lot of negativity on the channel at the moment. Unfortunately, the cases and things I look at or that come my way bring a natural negativity around. But hopefully, I can shed some light on what is going on. The common, well, I must look at research again, but when I researched about 2 years ago, if psychics are 80% correct, 80%, 80, 0 and above, or at least minimum 80 is regarded as very good actually. Now, I don't speak for other practitioners or anything, but I do intend, and the intention is to provide some truth, or let's put it, the truth, light on the subject, deliver it in a calm manner. I think the only one that's really got me going was the day Trump was attempted assassination, the first one on his ear. That got me going because, but I'm not here to rah rah, shake pom poms and spill popcorn on the floor. No, I also try to bring in a little bit of humor just to take the tinge off the pain, because these are horrific situations. I mean, the streets of Philadelphia sounds familiar. The streets of Philadelphia looks like a bloody war zone. Now, in my opinion, let's deal with that first by the feel of it. I was just waiting to see where we're going to go. All right, so the plane goes down January 31, I believe around 6 p.m. By all accounts, it was dark, right? That is the main thing for me. Time on numerology is not as specific as one would like in many aspects, but it gives the general zone. So, in other words, the crash happens 41.5, 23.5, 14.5. And then if we do a energy read, there would be a 32.5 destruction, hidden 15.6, and the outcome 33.6. So 42.6. So I would just say that this, just as an overview, I'd say this was more of an accident than anything else. However, we need to be careful and say, well, how do we define accident? Because something was wrong in order for the accident to happen, right? Um, Let me just get my bearings. I'm just going to bring this up here. For some reason, I'm not supposed to be doing too much numbers. But because it happened within the past 24 hours and people are still trying to fathom what the fuck is going on in the world, let's have a look. So there was a professional saying it could have been one of several things. One, an oxygen tank explodes. There is confirmation or reports of the plane. This is now the Medijet, right? Medivac jet. In fact, just thinking about it now, last night, so this is Sunday morning, early bells. The worms aren't even awake yet. It is 3:49 a.m. Don't ask me, I woke up at 2 o'clock. Um, that the plane was already damaged on the way down. There was fire spotted on the plane. The plane had broken apart. There seems to be multiple confirmations of that fact, and one professional points out possibly oxygen explosion. Um, that actually raises an issue, right? I mean, yes, it's a Medivac, but you're carrying these canisters on that plane. Interesting. So let me see. The plane goes down here. Let me see if I can. So 41.5. So the general feeling about the accidents itself, there's a lot of fours around as well, which could bring around functionality issues. So let me just see. And it obviously goes as we in the zone of the Black Hawk sequence as well. Um, yeah, this is so we got an outcome 15.6 here and a hidden 15.6. So 15.6, 15 with an outcome 6 does indicate human error. Um, so no foul play, in my opinion. That's why it's very important from a context point of view to know exactly, well, it helps to know exactly when the crime happens or an event happens. So I'm definitely getting a human error, um, and they keep screaming sixes at me. So six is an explosion. Six is explosion, fire. There was a woman, eyewitness said she saw flames coming out of the plane before it even hit the ground. So six can bring around flames, fire. 32.5 says something broke up for sure. 14.5, I'm just trying to look from a medical aspect. 41.5. Hidden 15.6. So there could have been pre-flight issues that wasn't detected during pre takeoff and takeoff, because apparently the plane didn't even last 60 seconds in the air. Sherman, and there's a kid, and the mom was on there. They just went through a whole. They must have gone through trauma themselves before they even got on the aeroplane, because apparently the kid needed life-saving treatment. Yeah, I'm getting. So let's just check. I'm getting more human error, but let's just. I'm just going to do in my head mental Olympics. So there's an 8 issue in the intention. 8, 3. There's a massive 9 conflicts, eh? Something went catastrophically wrong, and I know that's obvious. The plane was pointing right down, several feet, 100 feet or 100 feet above the air. It kind of moves again, even more directly into the ground. There was a very late move on that plane. I just want to see. So we got a 35-8, 44-8 in the +3 of the crash. So if we take this like it's a innocent situation, 44-8 can, I mean, the opposite of genius is, or the opposite of a well-working machine is a not well-working machine. Clearly something was catastrophic that it went down in the first minute. That has always been my thing with flying. Because when you take off, the plane is technically at V1. You're at like maximum velocity, maximum pressure on the plane in that first few minutes. That is the most critical part of a flight. So there's definitely something catastrophic. Hidden 26-8. See, it's all pointing to sixes. Engine. There may have been a faulty engine, although, yes, I even heard it myself. Lots of engine noises on the way in, or the engine was definitely on, per se. I'm not a mechanic or aviation technician, so but 2686 speaks about engine combustion. Uh, so in the +6, fuck. So in the +6, we got at the door of the scene, we've got a 14-5. Unfortunately, that's not good. And then hidden 41-5. I'm getting twice now in this moment. Tampering. Shit. This is real time. I wasn't even going to look at it because, and we got a 50 outcome 5. 30. Oof, something's wrong here. This and it's got something to do with the family here. 15-6. So I'm looking in the +9. So the most odd thing, if we just move away from the numbers, I've also just been shown a younger Donald Trump. You remember younger Donald Trump round about his helicopter crash? What I'm getting now, let me just check something here. If need be, I'll go deeper on a deeper episode, but something's not adding up here. And there is a hidden 33.6. The problem with the 50 outcome 5, this is for the Medivac. A 50 outcome 5, that's a very negative number in a negative context. I'm not saying 50 outcome 5 doesn't have value in the positive. Of course it does. 50 outcome 5 in the negative is like, this was technically, then we can say, catastrophic failure. But because there's a 5, there's human error involved. 15.6. My concern is, why did the plane adjust direction even in the last, I don't know how far from the ground it was, but the nose seemed to dip in more to straighten. So who was maneuvering that plane in the last minutes? Not even the last minutes, the last few seconds. That they still had the awareness to, are they trying to pull up so the plane pulls down? And unfortunately, we do have a 44.8 on the scene as well, in the reel for the Medivac, which can bring around this issue of remote control. Now, I don't want to start another issue here. You recall it's gone very quiet now, actually. You recall the assassination of the CEO of the medical world. Actually, I wanted to check those numbers. Because there was a lot of speculation and rumor around that event where that CEO was taken out, that it was a larger conspiracy. It included actually higher ups. What I'll do is I'll have a look and see if there's a connection here with the Medivac numbers and the numbers we saw in the hit on the CEO of the medical insurance company. I wonder if this is not a message being sent to those higher ups. Let's leave it at that. Something's not right. Or in other words, something is wrong. There's actually a open 33.6 on the events as well. So I'm seeing in the action. So the event takes place with a 47.11.2 action. Hidden 29.11.2. There's a lot of 11.2s around here. This is all about laws. That's a heavy concentration of big 10s, big 11s. This is your. I can feel my nose is getting a bit warm and hot and uncomfortable. Maybe I'm getting too close. What I'll do is I'll do a proper deep dive. I'll just see if there's relevance. Eliza and Henrietta, unfortunately, were discovered now. January 31, 2025. So yesterday during the course of, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Friday 31, okay. It's been a hell of a week. I've had 2 days of no power. On Tuesday, I had no power the entire day, Tuesday this week. Some fault or whatever. It was unexplained. I mean, not unexplained, unexpected. On Friday, word goes around South Africa, rolling blackouts are back. In fact, the power's due to go off now in 2 hours from now. I've got backup for at least 3 hours. Yeah, so interesting week. I just wanted to make a mention, if I need to just do it now quickly. The Paris episode that was meant to go out Saturday, if you real time, went out during the week. I just had a feeling I needed to get it out, but just as well because I would have been in trouble if I hadn't done it then. However, I reviewed the episode on the channel itself as a viewer, and I hear there's a lot of technical issues up front. It does clear out as we go on, so apologies about that. Like I say, the energy coming from ancient times is real. Because certainly some of those, there were some cuts that I made, but to the extent not what's on air at the moment, what's playing on the channel at the moment. That seems a little bit more than normal. And these godforsaken mosquitoes are still flying around here. There's one here that just tried to bite me. All right, so just Paris portals coming up is London. That will come out next week, Saturday. And in the Paris episode, for your interest, I do go deep and have a look at Julius Caesar when he's born, when he was assassinated. And the reason for that is it's in relation to the Jules calendar, the Julian calendar. Preceding the Gregorian calendar, we were in the Julian calendar. And in the very first episode of Rome, we spoke about when those two calendars ended and one started. When one ended and one started. So if you want to go deep and it's non-harmful material, you can get some more insight into the types of calendars that were around, some number work, and of course we are on the hunt for anything important or interesting. And what was the temperature of society at that time? So unfortunately, Eliza and Henrietta were discovered. And present thoughts to the remaining sister and brother and family and friends. So discovered January 31, which would have been Friday. All right, let's see. January 30. So numbers that stand out for me, perhaps I should just zero these numbers if you're watching the visual, because I grabbed them from a previous reading. So there's two things that are standing out for me from a numbers point of view on the discovery, and I'll recheck the charts from the previous reading. So we've got a 40 outcome 4, which is troublesome for me. And the reason why that's troublesome, it means there's a dominant male figure around. And the other number that's also bothering me is the 15-6, which means, I would say a male relatively of the same. So there's potentially two males here. 15-6 would be of a like age, can even be 3 to 4 years older. But there's also a 40 outcome for older male would be regarded as the father figure. Now, there's the current narrative or possible explanation as to how they landed up in the river, which you can see the picture on the side here, was possibly due to the RC walkway. The RC walkway. So, yeah. Now, I know this is not near the river, and the walking conditions can be pretty different, yes. But these ladies, as mentioned, are walking with purpose. They don't look unstable. They don't look stupid. Like a lot of these people who are creating havoc in the world think we stupid. It's just been brought to my attention. So the discovery, there's another major problem with the discovery sequence here. There's no water numbers. I'll say it again. There's a problem with the discovery day. So I did a 72-hour scan. There's no water numbers here. Why is there no water numbers? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. But if news articles are saying, the main thing is, that might have been a bit random, but the main thing is, yeah, there's no water numbers here. That is very, very peculiar. There's not even a water number the day before. I would say the water number appears actually January 28. January 28. I'm just going to see. We've got a January 28 here, maybe. Let's see. Yeah. So here's a whole week-long sequence. 28. See, the end of the day, January 28, we see a 20 outcome 2. There's a 38-11-2. There's an operation taking place here. Look what we have hidden. Hidden 29-11-2. There's the 2 deaths. So they may have been placed in the water on January the 28th. Huh? There's a very good likelihood, more than definitely, or, okay, it could actually go into the early morning hours of January 29, the latest. So, dark to sunrise, January 28, to sunset. To sunrise, January 29 is the zone when they could have put the bodies in the water. Thereafter, until discovery, there's no water numbers. So maybe I used the word stupid for a reason, because they think we're stupid. They say common folk, they all stupid. That's why they dumb us down in the news broadcast. The common people in the streets witnessed this. As a commoner, what is your opinion? Well, there's problems here. So the 40 outcome 4, this is like the bigger boss. The bigger boss. Hidden 22-4. Okay, let me get familiar with the numbers again. So we got a 31-4. You see here, exactly. January 30, in the real, in the middle of the day, there's a 31-4 here. It's almost like saying, there are the bodies. There are the bodies. And then conveniently, a good Samaritan contacts the police. Oh, there's something in the water. There's something in the water. I've just had a heart stopping moment. Phew. You are listening to my backup recording, audio only. I'll put the slides in as I go. I realized this new app I'm using to record the screen. Oh, that was the other issue this week. It stopped working, so I'm recording on my backup here. In the TV biz, any biz with TV audio, or sorry, video audio, backup, motherfuckers. That's what happened. My normal recording PowerPoints this week didn't work. It's like, almost feels like the BB guy always gets hammered with a big rock or a big hammer. Why do they make things difficult for people? So we're on the backup recording, ladies and gentlemen. The black box is working. All right, so, and I know I was saying something. Oh, gosh. All right, I'll just have to try edit it in. There's something not right here. Someone conveniently calls, oh, there's something in the water. Oh. See, 41.5, they went somewhere else. Okay, I'm going to go look at the main chart now. I'm just familiarizing. There's definitely a breakup of grouping, breakup of community, connection. Severing all ties with family. Something's wrong here. Okay, so I've just been told by Spirit. So January 31 to test to see if the timeline narrative is correct. January 31. So we see a 31.4 at the start of January 31. So there are the bodies there. But it's showing that there is also been manipulation of those bodies. So we're going to go back to the January the 7th, 2025, 0 day, just after 2 a.m., walking along the road. In my opinion, don't look intoxicated or stumbling, holding on to each other. They're not relying on each other to walk, having had 10 tequilas each. 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so I'm going to just go to the action first. So there you see, we see similar numbers, 22.4 agenda, 13.4, this is beginning and endings. Yeah, it's the same numbers, so it's a legit situation. But I'm going to tell you now, those bodies were put in the water before. They didn't go in the water first. I think I mentioned that. Oh yeah, so in the 0, you see there is 20 outcome 2. The problem is, it's after the fact. Remember, they're walking in the zone here. I think I may have mentioned that. They mentioned 2 a.m. in this red zone here. 1 plus 10, 1 is where. Now, let me just explain something about this time zone here. That's not just the moment you see them, that is quite a substantial amount of time. We're looking at 6 hours in that zone itself. Then, when you go to the next zone, 11, 2 to 9, that is an additional 12 hours. So what I'm saying is 12, and let's say from 2 o'clock. Okay, so it's 16 hours. Only 16 hours do we hear a splash, splush. So that tells me they didn't fall. They didn't go into the water in the morning, early hours, dark, the icy waterway slip. They were walking and they met 15:06 on the way. And in fact, the 20 outcome 2, because it's positioned like this, can bring around an outburst. They got kidnapped. Look here, +9, +9. I don't know if I said this, but +9, 0 day, 16/7 is a kidnapping. Followed by homicide, 17/8. You see that? 268 staging, freeze them for a while, or wherever they stored them, beg your pardon for graphic nature, and then only later placed in the water. So here's the sequence. Kidnapping, 16/7. So followed by 17/8, and unfortunately there's 9s around. This year's going to be a tough one, people. As much as life is happening around us and creation, the beauty side of life, the opposite is true as well, unfortunately. So there's a day they were taken down, and there is a level of premeditation as well. This was premeditated. This wasn't, and just a shout out to my connection. You've been sending me messages from Scotland. You know you are. Thank you very much. You know you are. Something's fishy here. So, in my opinion, their bodies were placed in the water after the fact and just prior to this, in my opinion. Remember, and I'm not a doctor or pathologist, but I would assume, based on research and other information on cases, given the fact that that water is bitterly cold, one can imagine that the process would have been slowed down dramatically, and therefore, let me just check something here. And wouldn't show advanced decomposition is what I'm getting to in the main, right? See, definitely 14-5 in the middle here, foul play. Yeah, these guys were taken out, and not good, man. Not good for the family. Wow. It's happened once or twice before where I've recorded an entire episode, Powerhouse, Power Hour, only to discover that the recording hadn't been recorded. And don't you hate that when it happens? Thank God I had my backup running here. So we currently, without the edit raw, 45 and a half minutes, approaching 46 minutes. The girls are okay now. Sorry, Mama. I feel a lot of emotions coming over me. and they're reminding me this 20 outcome 2. Because 20 outcome 2 is a big outburst, an emotional outburst. But that's the feeling I'm getting. Gone too soon. What else do we need to speak about? I brought in this, I did the episode 1989 helicopter incident. The reason why I'm raising this is based on the Washington, D.C. situation, then followed by the Medivac situation. We'll go deeper there, I think. I'll have a look. If there's something there, I'll put a shout. But I think I need to start doing, I want to possibly do, so the plan or the potential show is I want to look at significant dates around Trump. Pre-helicopter crash, this 1989 helicopter incident, and post, and just do an analysis because something's not sitting right for me at the moment. And I'm going to leave it at that for now. I've got an hour and 30 minutes of light. Sunrise is a little, no, sunrise should be, by 6 o'clock, there should be a bit of light. But let's get editing. Let's get this out for our Australia and New Zealand folk. And as the shadow of darkness lifts and the light shines over the earth, may we find solace and peace in what we need to do on this plane. And may those around us causing havoc and causing destruction, they too shall meet their end. Bye for now.